Did you know that in the Batman universe, there's a villain, a serial killer, and a surgeon who might be one of Gotham's most messed up citizens? A villain who even managed to remove Joker's face. We see the Joker fighting a man who appears to be wearing a mask made of human skin. The Joker manages to bite his neck, and as the man begins to die, he simply tells the Joker that he's a huge fan.
Why, thank you!
Joker begins to stab the man, but that's when Batman shows up. Joker tries to run away, but at that moment, Batman hears a scream and notices a little girl. He decides to help her, but that's when the police arrive and order him to step away from her.
Gotham's bravest. They've had trouble handling what the city's thrown at them over the years.
He begins to fight them, but notices that no one is helping the girl, until Commissioner James Gordon arrives and saves her. So Batman tries to escape, but the police open fire on him. He barely manages to escape, while James Gordon asks his fellow officers what kind of moron ordered them to open fire on him, and they tell him it was the mayor. Batman returns home, trying to understand what just happened and who the man was that the Joker just killed. Later, he meets with Gordon, who explains that the mayor is in campaign mode and wants to eliminate Batman, blaming him for the city's decline. Gordon also reveals that the girl from the building is Olivia Carr, and the man the Joker killed was her uncle.
I'd like to ask the girl a few questions.
You can forget that. She's already been picked up by a family member.
Gordon also tells him that the girl overheard Joker's conversation and knows his location, so Batman quickly heads there to investigate, telling himself that something isn't right because Joker never reveals his hiding place in a casual conversation. When he arrives, the building is already surrounded by the police. Batman uses his lenses and notices a figure that looks like the Joker sitting near the window, but he quickly realizes it's a doll.
Police! On the floor, freak!
What the?
Those men all dead. Crowd gathering, looking. All of them, except for one.
Batman manages to track down Joker, who quickly tries to escape. They begin to fight, and Joker manages to stab Bruce twice, but Bruce manages to grab him and says,
Anyone else would kill you!
That's your problem. No guts.
He shocks him, but Batman manages to grab him and throw him through a window. Batman then takes him to Arkham Asylum, where Dr. Arkham tells the Joker that he will do everything he can to treat him. But after they leave,
You made it. I said I would be here. I commend you on an excellent location for the procedure.
Joker tells him that he wants the procedure to happen immediately and that he killed his son earlier because he insists on only the father's expertise. The mysterious man expresses sadness over his son's death, stating that he believes the Joker would have been pleased with his work. The man then takes out a knife and tells Joker that, just like his son, he's a big fan. So Joker responds,
Good. Now get it over with, Dollmaker.
And that's when we see that the villain, known as Dollmaker, has removed Joker's face simply as a symbol of his rebirth. After this, Joker disappears from Gotham for a year, while news of mysterious man bypassing Arkham's security system spreads. Gordon threatens to shut down Arkham, but Dr. Arkham tells him it will never be closed, since no one else wants his patience. Later, Batman and Gordon meet again. Gordon tells him that the girl they rescued, Olivia, was picked up this morning by a man who checked in as her uncle. However, Gordon reviewed the surveillance footage and discovered that the man was actually Ray Quimby, a man known for once aiding a cannibalistic serial killer named Wesley Mathis, whom Gordon killed.
Tell me about the killer Quimby helped.
He was a serial killer named Wesley Mathis. He cut up and then ate his victims. Made my life a living hell, my first year on the force.
They start discussing the situation, and with no clues to go on, Gordon guesses that Quimby might have been the one who freed the Joker the previous day.
Yes, Gordon here.
But that's when Gordon gets the news that they've tracked down Quimby. Batman quickly heads to the location, but once again he has a bad feeling that something isn't right. But despite his doubts and knowing that Olivia could be in danger, he pushes forward.
242, the squad car that called Gordon, but no officer in sight. That smell, all too familiar. Death. Olivia!
Gordon arrives as well and makes a call to dispatch asking if Car 242 requested backup. But suddenly, he receives shocking news.
No, sir. Officer Bradley isn't active today.
So he quickly calls other officers for backup, but just then, he hears a sound coming from the car trunk and decides to investigate, fearing something might have happened to the officer. But when he opens the trunk, a hand suddenly appears and grabs him. Batman continues investigating the house, and when he reaches the top floor, he notices Ray Quimby, who's clearly dead. He moves to the other rooms, searching for Olivia, and finds
The police officer, dead a good 12 hours, so whoever called Gordon mere minutes ago. Set a trap!
Batman throws the figure aside, but others quickly rush at him and grab him. Batman keeps fighting them and realizes that it looks like all of them are wearing skin masks, just like the man the Joker killed the night before. He screams at them, demanding to know where the girl is, but that's when
I want his eyes. Remove them for me. Father says I can have my way.
another figure appears. The girl tries to hit him again, but then hears her father screaming for her to stop, and when Batman looks up, he notices the man who removed the Joker's face, a man known as Dollmaker. Dollmaker quickly orders his family to stop, explaining that Batman is not the common trash they're used to dealing with. He refers to Batman as an extremely valuable collectible, and after some conversation, he instructs his family to bring someone to Batman.
Gordon! What have you done to him?
And it's a man who resembles James Gordon. Batman is shocked, but quickly realizes that it's not actually Jim.
It's not Jim. It's made up of at least 3 different human beings. Neither eye is the right color, and the mustache is synthetic.
While inspecting him, Batman realizes that one of Dollmaker's helpers has injected him with a needle, and his body is growing numb with each passing second. He realizes that he has little time to escape alive, while Dollmaker tells him that he can't afford to bruise Batman's face, as it would substantially lower his value to the collectors. So he then instructs one of his helpers to
Bentley, separate Batman's spinal column!
Everyone attacks him again, but Batman quickly spots a window and jumps out. Noticing the police, he realizes that he needs to escape, so he grabs one of Dollmaker's helpers, knocks him out, and takes him with him. That's when we see an abandoned Gotham hospital, where James Gordon groans in pain. Noticing stitches on his body, he starts shouting, demanding to know what organs were taken, but then he hears a voice, and it's Olivia. She tells him that she's a prisoner too because Dollmaker kidnapped her and wants her to be part of the family. She then starts asking Gordon about Batman, saying that only he can save them and that she needs his address because it's their only chance. But Gordon tells her that nobody knows that, and that the only way to contact him is through the bat signal.
Where are they?
Batman tortures the creature he captured, trying to force information out of him. But no matter how much he strikes, the being only grins. And that's when Batman realizes he has no tongue. Returning to his mansion, Batman begins piecing the puzzle together. After some time, he uncovers a chilling connection. Dollmaker is most likely the son of Wesley Mathis, the serial killer that Gordon killed.
It might be his son, Barton Mathis. His father killed and cannibalized random victims in front of him. This is what the boy might look like today.
Sir, someone at the police headquarters has switched on the bat signal.
Batman goes to investigate and finds Olivia. She tells him that he doesn't have much time if he wants to save Gordon and hands him a note that Gordon wrote for him. Batman quickly leaves, but just then a police officer appears and instructs Olivia to come with him, saying that some powerful people want to speak with her. He pulls out a taser, but that's when Olivia stabs him and coldly remarks that her father would be disgusted by such a waste. Batman heads to the hospital, telling himself that there's no logic in why Gordon would invite him to save him instead of calling the entire police force. He convinces himself that it's just another setup, but with no other options, he reluctantly enters.
Dollmaker!
Welcome, Batman. You're just in time for the show!
Batman starts walking through the building until one of Dollmaker's helpers manages to grab Batman's neck and choke him unconscious. When he wakes up, he finds himself in a ring surrounded by a bunch of people. Dollmaker starts screaming at him to get up because he has to prove to his clients that this Batman is the real deal. And that's when a bunch of dolls resembling the Joker attack him. He starts fighting them and realizes that his body, just like the Joker's, is attached to strings. Meanwhile, Gordon talks to Olivia, who admits that everything was part of Dollmaker's plan to lure Batman here. Gordon tells her that he figured it out early on, but still chose to take the risk for a chance to save her. She then takes out her knife and says that she's sorry. Back near the ring, Dollmaker's helper tells him that the messenger has arrived. The messenger tells Dollmaker that they want Batman alive and that they will send his body afterward. Dollmaker agrees, and they quickly subdue Batman with strings. The messenger, Raju, who works for the villain Penguin, reveals the gold. While they continue negotiating the deal, Batman realizes that the cables are magnetically controlled, so he uses a demagnetizer to free himself and begins fighting everyone.
Dollmaker's just made his exit. I can't let these goons slow me down too much.
And that's when we see Dollmaker speaking with someone who tips him off that the police are coming. So he then instructs others to take care of Gordon before they escape. While Batman fights everyone, he tells himself that he'll kick down every door if he has to in order to find Gordon, until...
there you are.
We see that one of Dollmaker's goons had found him first. Gordon aims his gun at him, but that's when Olivia stabs him from behind. Olivia tells Gordon that he never stood a chance against him, while Gordon orders her to stay, insisting she has no choice but to leave with him. Pointing a gun at her, he warns her that she has no other option, but Olivia calmly reveals that the gun is empty. Overcome with emotion, she begins to cry, telling him that she isn't afraid of anything. But with tears in her eyes, she hugs Gordon. Batman takes down the last of Dollmaker's crew and notices him trying to escape in a car. Gordon opens the door with Olivia, telling Batman that they're fine and that he should go after Dollmaker. So Batman pursues him, with a police chopper hot on his trail.
The last time I met a police chopper, it was firing bullets at me. Tonight, it's a sight for sore eyes.
Batman realizes that Dollmaker has no chance of escaping, so he lands on the car's roof. The car explodes and Batman is thrown to the ground. He quickly realizes that the bodies inside were all fake. Looking up, he notices the police chopper, which doesn't even stop. And as he watches it, he realizes that
the police don't stay long, just long enough to steal away with Dollmaker.
After this, Dollmaker's fate remains open-ended as he leaves Gotham, at least for the time being. While in the final pages of the comic, we see Olivia at the Gotham City Police headquarters.